strength. I got no excuse, 'cause broken people are exactly who you use.
Hey everyone, it's Rebecca Gundrum. I just wanted to come on here and talk to you about Trigger 22 and the meaning behind the name and where it all came from and why I started this company 4 years ago. Um, I got Trigger about 6 years ago. I was still active duty in the Navy after I was diagnosed with PTSD from being in combat in 2011. And when everyone asked me, "What are you going to do when you retire?" I didn't know. I just knew I couldn't do what I was doing. So I wanted to do something that made a difference. I wanted to help others who were going through the same struggles I was, and so many people that I worked with and knew of. So when we created Trigger 22, I started with an online presence and created a website to kind of get the word out there what all this was and the stigma of PTSD and what people go through. And after about a couple months, realized that being out in the community and talking to veterans and being amongst other people who have been through the same type of thing or experiencing and not know how to cope with what they were going through was really my calling. And it became something so much more. Um, Trigger 22 it's a business. I'm a small LLC, veteran owned, but it's so much more than that. Wearing our merch and bringing awareness to what all of this is such a huge deal, and it needs to be talked about. Nobody wants to talk about things that are hard or painful, but if you don't and you keep it inside, it's so much worse for you and your family and everybody around you. So to me, what it represents is courage. It's not easy. I have my bad days just like everybody else. It seems to be a common misconception that I have it all together. I don't. And, I still struggle. I've been in counseling over 6 years now. I'm still going to kind of, keep on my path of healing. And the name Trigger, if you don't know my service dog, it's right here, um, came because of two things. One, my service dog's name, which after I got him, I named him Trigger. And two, because what they call the things that bring up our anxiety, depression, or, those feelings are called triggers. And it's different for different people. It just depends on what your situation is or what you've been through. So, triggered is a play on that and my service dog's name. And when I retired, the stat that was known for the veteran suicides every single day was 22. So I wanted to use that as a starting point, and whether it's more or less, one is too many, it doesn't matter. Um, the goal is for it to be zero and to help as many people as we can through resources and just putting information out there for other people. We started a newsletter that we send out once a month, and it just captures things we've done in the community or resources for people, how to get service dogs, just different things we learn along our path from other people who are also trying to better themselves or make a difference. So we combine all of those experiences and try to put them out there to you so you have better resources in your pocket of what's good for you in your life. And the biggest thing is not giving up and to find that peace and to be able to live your life the best you can. It's difficult. You come back from combat or a stressful situation or whatever it is, and nobody teaches you how just to be okay again, or if you ever will, or tools. You have to go find those things. And I think it's just really important to be able to talk to somebody or see a warm face that people understand and you're not alone in your battle. And that is the biggest thing. I know how many times I felt alone. And even if I was surrounded by tons of people, I still didn't feel like there was, like I was still alone in what I was going through. So that's our biggest message too is you're not alone. There are people out there to help and a warm voice or, just to talk to. So when we started Triggered, I never knew where it was going. I still don't know where we're going. But the biggest thing is to stop surviving and start living your life. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and thank you.
They taught me how to put their